Madam President, yesterday on the floor, we debated and voted on the need to lower interest rates for students with college debt. And I consider the issue of the high cost of college and student indebtedness to be one of the very, very serious problems facing our country, impacting millions and millions of young people and their families. What I did through my website is just ask people from Vermont and around the country to briefly write stories about the impact of college debt on their lives. And Madam President, what I would like to do very briefly is just read some of the very poignant stories that we have received. I believe we have received now over 700 stories from people all over America who are talking about what the debt, the student debt that they have incurred is meaning to their lives. And let me just very briefly read some of the responses that we've gotten. Shannon Lucy, 29, is from Essex Junction, Vermont. She is $90,000 in debt. And this is what Shannon Lucy writes, quote, "I currently live in my boyfriend's parents' basement because I cannot afford to pay both rent and my nearly $900 per month student loan payments. Despite working 2 jobs and living rent-free, I am barely making ends meet. I can't even dream of buying a house or supporting a child. I can't even support myself. Getting married would mean burdening someone else with my debt, so that's not financially possible either. I thought I did everything right. I thought getting an education was an investment in my future. But now there's not a single day when I don't feel like I'm drowning under this massive load of debt. And the worst part is that even though the president is introducing student loan relief measures, because my loans are mostly privately funded, there's still no relief from me." And that's Shannon Lucy of Essex Junction, Vermont. Let me just read a statement that I received from Brittany Holman, who is from Portland, Oregon, who is 29 years of age and is $200,000 in debt. And this is what Brittany writes, quote, "I am scared and I'm desperately in need of help. I am nearly $200,000 in debt from student loans, all because I wanted to get an education. Was that not what I was supposed to do? I graduated from Syracuse University in 2006, went to Japan for 2 years to teach English, and then came back home to a crashed economy and a bleak job market. Despite my 2 BA degrees from a great university, I had to settle for underemployment in a minimum wage retail job." That's Brittany Holman from Portland, Oregon. Here's Andrew Englebrecht, 23 years of age, from New Lenox, Illinois, $80,000 in debt. This is what Andrew writes. "It makes me depressed. I have no hope. Nothing will ever get better. I'm scared. I can't go get my master's because my life has already been ruined. I ruined my parents' life. The bank finally was willing to work with us and not take our house. That doesn't mean we can pay the loans back either. I can't move out of the house. I can't propose to the girl I love. I can't live because I can't dream. I'm afraid to have kids because I'm scared they wouldn't have a chance." Andrew Engelbrecht, 23 of New Lenox, Illinois. Now here's one from Eric Anders, 29 of Chicago, $125,000 in debt. Eric writes, "My law school debt is astronomical. It will keep me from being a homeowner for a long time. I believe serious efforts need to be made to reduce the cost of attending both college and graduate school." Here's from Kelly Weiner, 27, from Brooklyn, New York, $134,000 in debt. "I went to law school because I wanted to help people and communities who are underserved by the law. I am currently paying back my loans on an income-based repayment plan with a 7.3% interest rate, which means I am not even making a dent in my debt. According to my repayment plan, I will be in my 50s before I get out of debt." Saul Barraza of Littleton, Colorado, $35,000 in debt. This is what Saul writes. "I feel like I'm sinking further and further into debt. The interest rate on my loans is eating me alive. I don't believe that I've ever touched the principal on my loans. I simply pay interest and avoid default. I feel that my debt is holding me back from being able to contribute to society. It's a ball and chain that follows me everywhere I go, preventing me from starting the rest of my life. Lastly, let me read from Dustin Green, 28, of Yukon, Oklahoma, $50,000 in debt, including his wife. Between my wife and myself, we pay over $600 a month for our student loans. I have a good job and can barely afford these payments along with normal bills. After graduation, dealing with each loan company was a task of its own. They do not care if you have enough money to eat, but simply to pay them back. My wife and I are wanting to buy our first home, but with so much of our salaries going to monthly student loan payments, we can't make that step yet. We have both wondered if the yearly income difference with a college education is worth the extra debt. So those are just some of the 700+ stories that we have heard from young people and their families all over this country about the crushing impact that student debt is having on their lives. Madam President, we have got to address this issue. We have got to make college affordable for all Americans, regardless of income. And I hope that we can do that sooner than later.